First and foremost, happy holidays everyone. As you can see, Jackie and I have gotten very festive in the last few days. Alright, before I start this video, I just want to say I've been really sick. My voice is kind of shot, so bear with me as I talk on this video. Alright, the topic for today. Something that I loved to search for when I first started backpacking was affordable gear that's actually good. And most of the time you have to sift through and experiment with stuff yourself to find out, is this thing actually quality for a good price? So today I'd like to bring you all some gear that I still use today that I've found for an affordable price that has actually been of high quality on the trail. First section of affordable gear is going to be packs. Well, I should say pack because I really don't recommend getting a cheap pack. If you watch my last video, I talk about this a little bit. It's one of the things that I think you should just spend the money on in the first place, because having a comfortable pack is ultimately how comfortable you'll feel on trail and how good your experience will be. But I do have one pack that I think is very affordable and very high quality at the same time. The Granite Gear 60 liter Crown 2. I actually did an entire video reviewing this pack, so you can check that out here. But this pack, when I first started backpacking, was extremely affordable. I think I bought it when it was like brand new for about $200, and now you can get it online for, I've seen, as low as $140. This pack for $140 is an absolute steal. One, it's fairly light. I think it only weighs about 2.2 pounds. It's a capacity of 60 liters. So if you're a person that likes to pack a little bit more, comfort items, or wants to have that extra space on trail, then this pack is for you. But all around, it's so versatile and it has so many good qualities. I couldn't recommend this pack enough, especially for the price. You'll find some ultralight packs out there for anywhere from $390 to $500. So for $140 to $160 to pay for the Crown 2 60 liter pack, that is an absolute bargain. And I couldn't recommend that enough if you're looking for a high quality pack that's a little bit cheaper. Gear item number 1, the Hike Incher Ultralight Pillow. This pillow has a super comfortable cloth material. It has an inflatable valve that works very well, that you can create to have a custom feel to your head, and it only weighs 5 ounces. So really, I don't see any downside to this pillow. It's $19 on Amazon, and it beats out all of the big competitors. Jackie has personally used a Sea to Summit pillow that I've tried, and I've also used 2 types of Nemo pillows in the backcountry that I think are good, right? But to pay $60, $50 for just doesn't really make sense to me. This Hike Incher pillow is super comfortable and extremely affordable, and you'll see by the 5,500 reviews on Amazon that many other people feel the exact same way. So as far as a pillow in the backcountry, or just a travel pillow in general, this thing definitely takes the cake as extremely affordable and super high quality. The next gear item is the Red Camp Foam Hiking Seat Pad. This seat pad is exactly like Thermarest. I really don't see the difference. It only costs $15 though, instead of probably $40, which is what Thermarest would cost you. And it's just an ass pad, guys. It doesn't need to be anything special. I've used mine for about 500 miles. It's shown no signs of wear and tear. I've used it from everything to helping my trekking poles prop up when I stake my tent, to sitting down for lunch for the day. This thing, you don't need to go out and spend a lot of money for. It's gonna be durable, it's gonna work well for you, and instead of paying 3 times the price, you can pay $15 on Amazon, and it's been a great piece of gear. And personally, it weighs nothing, and for the added value that it has on trail, everyone should carry one. Next up, we have the Stanley Adventure Camp Cook Set 24-ounce kettle with 2 ceramic cups. I was once again just kind of fiddling around on Amazon. This thing had so many positive reviews that I had to try it. It has over 22,000 positive reviews, and I can see why. It's absolutely perfect. It has so much volume, 24 ounces is a good amount, and I don't even cook that much on trail. So if you're a person that likes to cook a lot on the trail, this is an absolute must. It's $15, it weighs about 8 ounces, and the 2 ceramic cups are so clutch because there's been times on trail where me and Flying Turkey or another person that was hiking with me, we would be at camp and he would kind of need a container and he didn't want to contaminate his smart water bottle with, some mixture like coffee, etc. And I can just hand him these ceramic cups and it works out really great. I also store my little mini burner stove in there, which I will show you here in a second. But overall, this thing for $15 and its weight and its utility was an absolute steal. Highly recommend it, especially if you like to cook a lot on trail. The next one is this Amazon LED headlamp. This headlamp, you can get 2 of them for the price of $21. It's extremely bright. It has a red light feature. It also is extremely bright for such a cheap headlamp. I've used it on trail. It stays charged really well and it's extremely bright. It will definitely do the job for night hiking. You could argue that a night core headlamp is better, and it 100% is. Of course, the quality's there with it being night core, but for buying 2 of these headlamps for the price of $21, it's just absolutely a ridiculous steal. And if you don't want to go out and buy the best of the best, then this headlamp is a very, very good budget item for your pack. Okay, so I know I've been pretty adamant about not skimping out on your sleeping pad on trail, but one sleeping pad that I tried from Amazon that is actually semi-decent is the Meat Peak Camping Sleeping Pad. This thing is only $35. It comes with a built-in almost like pillow with the pad. The only real downside to this pad is it weighs 1.7 pounds. If you're someone that's really, really worried about your weight in your pack, this isn't the most ideal pad, but you could also argue that $35 to $270 to $170 for a Nemo or a Thermarest pad to save a few ounces or a pound really isn't worth the cost to you. And that makes 100% sense. Now, I will say I used this thing a few times on trail and it truly wasn't bad. It was actually pretty comfortable. And for the price, pretty insane. I mean, you can't find a sleeping pad for $35. So if you're looking for a sleeping pad that has some good qualities to it, but it's just a little bit heavier, but it's very, very affordable, then this is the one I would recommend. The Wise Owl Stuff Sacks. I still use these today. I will never stop using them. One of the best pieces of Amazon gear I've ever had, and they're just simple stuff sacks. They come in a 5, 10, and 20 liter size, and they're completely waterproof for the most part. I would say very, very heavily water resistant. I've actually tested them under the sink where I just tried to drench them with things inside, and they held up really, really well. These things would have to be basically dunked in water for your gear to get wet. I don't even bother with a pack cover on trail. 1, because I use a poncho, but 2, because these stuff sacks help me segment my pack and keep it very, very organized. So I, for example, keep my electronics in the 5 liter, I keep my quilt in the 10 liter, and I keep my clothes in the 20 liter. And I just know, and it gives me peace of mind, that at the end of the day, my quilt, my electronics, and my clothes will stay dry no matter how wet it gets on trail. And I definitely put that to the test this past summer on the Colorado Trail, where I basically got dumped on for most of my time out there. So couldn't recommend them enough. They're coming in at $30, but to keep your pack organized and safe from the weather, very, very worth it. Extremely valuable. Couldn't recommend them. The Amazon Essentials Men's Packable Lightweight Jacket. This thing, surprisingly, is extremely warm. It only costs $21 right now, and I couldn't say there's much of a difference between a Patagonia and this Amazon jacket. I swear they're made out of the same material and they come from basically the same place. Obviously, Amazon just has ties to make their distribution a lot cheaper. But as far as quality, yes, you could argue that the Cotopaxi and the Marmot and the Patagonias are better, and I would tend to agree with you there. But for $21 to have a puffer jacket, lightweight, in your pack, pretty hard to beat. And I've tested this thing myself. I absolutely love it. Sometimes, most of the time, I actually was too warm in this jacket. So if you're looking for even just a daily puffer, then this is the jacket I would have in my closet or in my pack based on how you want to use it. But for the job that it does and the price that it is, it's a no-brainer. This one was surprising to me when I first got into backpacking, how expensive they could actually become, were trekking poles. Now, I have used the Black Diamond Trail Sport aluminum trekking poles since I started backpacking. I know people don't like aluminum because it's a little bit heavier compared to carbon fiber, but it's really only a few ounces, and personally, I would rather have the reliability of something being more durable, because I know carbon fiber trekking poles break a lot. You can find these trekking poles right now online for about $54, and I seriously love these poles. The only reason I broke one of mine is because I was just being an idiot, and it was completely my fault. But if I hadn't been, being an idiot, then I would have made these poles last for I don't even know how long. My other pole's in great condition, and I'm probably just gonna buy one replacement pole. So I would say, instead of going for carbon fiber, check out aluminum, and these poles are an absolute steal for the amount of durability and quality they'll give you on trail. Okay, so something I wanna mention before I tell you about this product is everything prior in this video I have personally used myself and would recommend for it being quality budget gear. However, in this video, I wanted to try and do some research to figure out, hey, if you had to get a tent, what should you buy for the best bang for your buck? And the best thing that appears to me that I found online was the Featherstone backpacking tent lightweight. This tent's about 2 pounds and 11 ounces. It looks to be of decent quality. There's a lot of good feedback on it online, and it's only $109. That's ridiculously cheap for a backpacking tent. I think the first tent that I ever used was the REI Quarter Dome 2-person. It had the same amount of weight, but it cost me about $340. Obviously, I use the Z-Pax Duplex now, and that was about double the price of my first tent. However, as I got more into the hobby, I just kept investing more into my gear. But if I were looking for a tent that I would take a chance on, for the amount of money, $109 for this tent seems to be a fair price. And for the amount of positive feedback I've seen, I would go this way as far as a cheap budget tent. One of the big items that I've left out today was a sleeping bag or quilt. And for a good reason. I really didn't see anything from a weight perspective that even made sense to try and save money on budget-wise. Everything that looked like it would have kept you warm on trail weighed a ridiculous amount, and it's one of the items that you all know I do not recommend skipping out on from a quality standpoint or budget standpoint. However, if I do find something that maybe makes sense, or if I try something out maybe this winter or this upcoming spring that I feel like has some decent quality to its cost, then I will let you all know. Alright, so from a pack to a sleeping pad, etc., I feel like I tried to mention everything that you would need to start your backpacking adventures and get out there on trail and start on a budget. If there's something that I left out, please let me know below. If you enjoy these gear videos, please drop a like, and just let me know if you've tried something that you found to be kind of a budget item that ended up being super high quality on trail. Because really, there are so many items out there that are diamonds in the rough that I simply just can't find the bandwidth to try everything, and neither can everyone else in the community. So let me know if you found kind of a hidden gem. And as I think of or have any more to add to this, I'll be doing maybe some updated videos on more budget gear. I think this is a really good place to start as far as affordability. Nothing that is even semi-quality in the backpacking world is going to be, quote unquote cheap, but with the items listed today, you can get out on trail and you can still have a good time and be really, really comfortable. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you on the next one.